Good morning, students. Welcome to the class today. This week, we are going to study early Tamil society and culture. For the past two classes, we detailed study about classical Sangam literature, epigraphy, inscriptions, then Tamil sources, Sangam age, Tinai, what is Tinai, then political process of Tamil Nadu and Sangam age. These topics we clearly studied. Today we are going to study about economy, then trade, exchange, merchants and trade routes. Now, economy. The economy was in Tinai concept. People practiced agriculture, pastoralism, trade and money exchange, hunting, gathering and fishing depending upon the ecozones. Then agricultural production. Agriculture was the main occupation. They cultivated paddy, sugarcane, millets. Both wet and dry land farming were practiced. In the riverine and tank irrigated areas, that is wet areas, they cultivated paddy. Millets were cultivated in dry lands. There are varieties of rich such as sennal, that is red rice, vennal, that is white rice, and ivanal. This is also a type of rice are mentioned in the literature. Rice grains were found in burial urns at excavations in Adichanallur and Porundal. People in the forest adopted poonam or shifting cultivation. What is pastoralism? Pastoralism is a type of nomadic people gaining livelihood by rearing cattle, sheep and goat. Industries, crafts of the Sangam age. The system of production of commodities is called industry. Craft production and craft specialization were important aspects of urbanization. In the Sangam age, there were professional groups that produced various commodities. Next comes pottery. Pottery was practiced in many settlements. People used pottery produced by potters in their daily activities, and so they were made in large numbers. Blackware, russet coated painted ware, black and red ware. These are all the different types of potteries used. Next one, iron smelting industry. Iron smelting industry was an important artisanal activity. Iron smelting was undertaken in traditional furnaces, and such furnaces with terracotta pipes and raw ore have been found in many archaeological sites. For instance, evidence of iron smelting has been found in Kodumanal and Kuttur. Sangam literature speaks of blacksmiths and their tools and activities. Iron implements were required for agriculture and warfare, that is swords, daggers and spears. Stone ornaments. Next topic is stone ornaments. Sangam age people adorned themselves with a variety of ornaments, while the poor wore ornaments made of clay, terracotta, iron and leaves and flowers. But the rich people wore jewelry made of precious stones, copper and gold. Gold jewelries. Gold ornaments were well known in this period. Gold coins from Roman was used to make jewelry. Evidence of gold smelting has been found at Pattanam, that is in Kerala. Gold ornaments have been unearthed at the megalithic sites of Suttikeni, Adichanallur and Kodumanal and towns of Arikamedu, Keeladi and Pattanam in Kerala. Then glass beads. They are also known glass also. The presence of glass beads at the sites reveals that people of the Sangam age knew how to make glass beads. Glass materials, that is silica, was melted in a furnace and drawn into a long tubes which were then cut into small beads. Glass beads came in various shapes and color. Arikamedu and Kudikadu near Kadalur show evidence of glass beads industry. It is possible that people who could not afford precious stones used glass beads instead. Then comes pearl fishing and shell bangle. Pearl fishing is in Bomban coast. The Pamban coast is famous for pearl fishery, that is in near Rameshwaram. A pearl has been discovered in recently excavated Keeladi site. Shell bangles were very common in the Sangam age. The Paradavars collected conch shells from the Pamban island, which were cut and crafted into bangles by artisans. Whole shells as well as fragments of bangles have been found at many sites. Sangam literature describes women wearing shell bangles. Next comes textiles. Textiles production was another important occupation. Evidence of spindle wools and pieces of cloth have been found at Kodumanal. Literature too refers to cloths called Kalingam and other fine varieties of textiles. Periplus also mentioned the fine variety of textiles production in the Tamil region. Next comes exchange. Exchange, trade, merchants and trade routes. Resources and commodities were not available in all regions. For example, the hill region did not have fish or salt, and the coastal region could not produce paddy. So, therefore, trade and exchange was important for people to have access to different commodities. This system was known as barter system, exchange goods for goods. Then traders. The terms Vanigan or Nigama appear in Tamil Brahmi inscriptions. There were different types of merchants. They are gold merchants, cloth merchants and salt merchants. Salt merchants were called Umanars and they travelled in bullock carts along with their family. Then means of transport, how the merchants travelled by themselves. Bullock carts and animals were used to transport goods by land. By land transport, they used bullock carts and animals. Trade routes linked the various towns of Tamilagam. Various types of watercrafts and sea-going vessels such as Kalam, Pari, Vodam, Thoni, Teppam and Navai are also mentioned in Tamil literature. Then barter and coins. Barter, already I told, exchange for goods to goods. Barter was the primary mode of exchange. For instance, rice was exchanged for fish. Salt was the precious and a handful of it would fetch an equal amount of rice. The extensive availability of coin hoards of the Sangam age of the Cheras, Cholas, Pandyas and Malayaman indicates that they were used widely. Then overseas interactions. Tamilagam and overseas interactions. Tamil country had connections with countries overseas both in the east and west. Roman ships used monsoon winds to cross the Western Sea or the Arabian Sea to connect Tamilagam with the Western world. Spices including pepper, ivory and precious stones were exported. Our imports are metals including gold, silver and copper and precious stones. These are all the importing goods on that time. Yavanar referred to the Westerners including the Greeks, Romans and West Asian people. Yavana derives from the Greek region of Ionia. Then Tamil Nadu to Red Sea coast. An Indian jar with 7.5 kg of pepper, teak wood, a potsherd with Tamil Brahmi inscription and Indian pottery have been discovered in Bernike, that is in the port on the Red Sea coast of Egypt. At Goiser Al Ghadim, another port located north of Bernike on the Red Sea coast, the three Tamil Brahmi inscription Panayorai, Kanan and Katan have been found on pottery discovered here. A stone with the name Perumpatanakal has been found at Guanlukpat. It is in Thailand. Southeast Asia was known as Swarnabhumi in Tamil literature. This stone was used by a person called Perumpattan, probably a goldsmith. It was a touchstone used to test the purity of gold. Okay, students.